Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Prize Picks video. In this one, we are talking about the NFL for Thursday Night Football. We got Bengals at Ravens. Should be a good one. And in the video, we have 4 picks for you to consider, so stay tuned to hear all 4 of the picks. And if you guys want more picks for the NFL plus all other sports, check out the Dynamo private Discord. It'll be linked down below. I post more picks in here along with a bunch of other cappers. You can see some big wins. Got to use the tacos. Paired it with one of my favorite picks yesterday for that win. Some big NFL wins in the last NFL single game slate. You could see 200 to win 1250 with some of our picks over here. A private Discord member hitting that one. Some big NBA hits from private Discord members as well over here. And we've had some crazy streaks and runs. Last Monday Night Football, we get a 4-for-4 slip. A couple Thursday Night Footballs ago, we hit an underdog slip. And in the past Monday, we had an 11-4 a day between all the cappers in Dynamo with our picks for Monday Night Football. So definitely get in here, check out the Dynamo private Discord. It'll be linked down below. You just saw all the big wins in here. If we can help you just get one $5 3-pick slip, it'll pay for an entire month. So get in here. More picks for me, plus a bunch of other cappers in all sports. We're also partnering with Prop Projections. They post their projections for NFL and NBA almost every single day here. You could join up now at just $13 per month, but they're sending out their spreadsheet to people who just joined their Patreon for free for Monday Night Football. So definitely check that link out. You get the free projections for Monday Night Football on every prop. It's up on Prizepicks. So you guys saw some of the big wins, the crazy streaks we've been going on in the Dynamo private Discord. We'll see you guys over there, and definitely check out Prop Projections for that free projection spreadsheet for today. Now let's get into some of the picks here. First one, we're going to Lamar Jackson over on his passing yards at 237.5. For this one, I'm liking it, and this game projects to be a shootout. It is a 52.5 point total with the Ravens as a touchdown favorite in this one. So expected to be high scoring. Ravens expected to put up over 30 points in this game. And that's where we're going to go for these picks in here. You got to have a game script in mind. And we're thinking it's going to be a shootout, high scoring one here. High total like the Ravens and some Bengals players as well. But Lamar Jackson, 237.5. He has so many playmakers now on this offense. Obviously, Derrick Henry running the ball, but Zay Flowers has been making some big plays. Same with Bateman. Mark Andrews hasn't even had to be used, but he's another weapon there. And now they have Deontay Johnson as well, who I expect to get involved in this game, but we'll get to him in a little bit. But for Lamar, 237.5, liking this line. It's one that he's absolutely been smashing this season and as of late. The last 5 games, 280 is the lowest amount of passing yards he's had in his past 5 games. This season, hit this 7 of 9 with some huge games. You know, he just gets the ball out to his receivers. They make plays. Even in some of these games that have been blowouts, like the last one, he still hit this yardage mark when he didn't have to be passing at the end. This one we expect to be closer and then passing throughout the game. So I do like Lamar Jackson to hit this one again. He's been smashing this year. Last year was a different story. Only 7 of 18 games he hit this, but this is a different passing attack. Derrick Henry really will open up this passing attack because defenses have to be playing the run more. So Lamar will have more open lanes to throw in. But last season, just 7 of 18 games. In wins, though, and they are projected to win this game. You can look over on Outlier. In their wins, it was a higher hit rate at 6 of 14 games. So nearly half their wins last year, he was hitting this one. And then obviously last year didn't hit it in some of these massive blowouts, like when they beat Cleveland 28-3, or when they beat Houston in the playoffs 10-34, or Jacksonville 23-7. Didn't have to throw as much in these massive blowout games, but we expect this one to be close and high scoring. So liking Lamar to smash this line. And what is up with his picture up here? It's just his bottom lip. Next, we're going to go to Derrick Henry, 91.5 rushing yards. Definitely a high line here. Derrick Henry obviously has been smashing this. You know, they have to stick with him, and that's kind of where they went wrong in that loss to Cleveland. It seemed like they didn't give him the ball enough and run him enough in that one. We saw what he could do against Denver. I mean, we've seen it against basically every opponent this year. You know, there's so many weapons out here for the Baltimore Ravens that you can't really key on one thing, so everyone having big days. And in this game, it's such a high projected total here. He should be hitting this 6 of 9 games. This year he's hit this, just once in his last 7 games. They got away from the run, and that's when he didn't hit this one against Cleveland. But don't expect them to do that. And then against Cincinnati, he did barely get there with 92 rushing yards. And they'll commonly have a pretty even split, and a lot of times even favoring the run. Like last week, 63% of the plays were runs. In that loss to Cleveland, only 34% were runs. So in this one, I expect mostly an even split here, running and passing. So I think Derrick Henry can absolutely smash this line like we've been seeing what he's been doing. So I like continuing to smash Derrick Henry in this one. And the next one, we're going to go to Jamar Chase. I forgot the typing in Chase, but also bring up Chase Brown. But we're going to Jamar Chase here. 10 targets, and he should be heavily targeted again in this one, especially with Cincinnati playing in a close game, likely behind in this one, throwing a ton. Jamar Chase should be heavily targeted. No T. Higgins. It's basically Jamar Chase and Gesicki out there. Andre Yoshevach a little bit, but he hasn't been super effective. So I think they're just going to be peppering Chase with targets in this game, and he can hit 10 or more. I like going back to him. If we look up Jamar Chase on his targets, he has only seen this in 3 of 9 games, 10 or more targets. So back-to-back games, though, with 11, and with T. Higgins out, should see a ton of targets, especially if Cincinnati is playing from behind. They don't really have much else to throw to. Baltimore gets thrown on a ton because a lot of teams are playing from behind against them. They rank 30th, allowing almost 37 individual targets per game. So I think it's pretty safe. Chase should be in line for like a third of the targets that Joe Burrow is throwing. He should be targeted early and often in this one. If they're going to have a chance, Jamar Chase is going to have a big game at this line without players. So without T. Higgins here, 2 of 4 games, Chase has hit this on the over. And 2 of these were definitely tough matchups when Cincinnati was just terrible against the Patriots. And then against Kansas City, a tough one. So I think they'll continue to go to Jamar Chase in this and liking that line. All right, the last one, we're going to Deontay Johnson. I know he didn't even get a target in his first game with the Ravens, but it was a massive blowout, and he was just traded there, less than a week before that game started, so they didn't incorporate him too much. He did see 30% of the snaps in the game, which is actually more than I was thinking, but yeah, didn't see a target. In this one, I think his snap count will go up, and you don't just trade for one of the top receivers in the league who's supposed to help you on a Super Bowl run here and just not play him that much or throw to him. So I do expect him to be involved in the game plan here against one of their biggest division rivals here in a pretty big game for them. So I think they've definitely going to incorporate him in the offense this week. Should be operating as the wide receiver 3 here behind Bateman and Flowers still, but we saw last week snap counts for the Ravens. Deontay Johnson just 30% of the snaps. Tylan Wallace actually saw more snaps than him at 35%, and Aguilar at 33%. But I do expect Johnson to eat into some of Aguilar and Wallace this week and get around 50% of the snaps here. We also saw Devontae Walker get his first snaps of the year because this game was a blowout. So maybe Baltimore felt that they didn't have to force stuff to Deontay Johnson here, but I definitely think we're going to see some of these passes go Deontay Johnson's way and him to play more in his second game with the Ravens. And at just 20.5, we're getting a low line here. Basically, you could do it with 1 catch, maybe 2 catches here. And we've already seen this line drop a lot. It was at 25.5 earlier. It's dropped down to 20.5. So getting an even better line here early in the day on Thursday. So liking that one. And if you guys want more picks, check out the Dynamo private Discord. I post more in there, along with a bunch of other cappers just posting their top picks for all sports. You can see our record on a previous Monday Night Football going 11-4 across the cappers. We've been crushing single game slates here. You can see this Underdog slip, $20 to win 168 over there. They commonly will have profit boosts. Last Monday Night Football, our 4 picks all smashed here. Cashed out a bunch of people in the private Discord with that one. But we post in all sports. You can see these records and some big slips being hit across the Discord and some private Discord members hitting some really big slips here, like 200 to win 1250. So definitely get in here, lock in for the NBA and NFL season. Get the top picks from a bunch of cappers and check out Prop Projections. Today they're sending out their projection spreadsheet for free for Monday Night Football. You get projections for every single Prizepicks line over there, and on their monthly Patreon they'll send out almost daily projections for the NBA and NFL when there are games. So check them out as well. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys over in the Discord.